What's up? It's your boy Carcino here, and you guys were wondering, how did this happen? How did Cleveland manage to get four great role players on one team while trading away six players that they just acquired? Besides, what's his name? Five of them are people they just got 5 months ago. No, Shump wasn't. So Shump and what's his name? Channing Frye wasn't. So yeah, four of them they just got this year. One a former MVP, one a MVP candidate last year, and one is a Hall of Famer, and the other one is Clam Chowder. So wow. And with that being said, we move on to another subject. And that subject is how? How did this happen? How could LeBron James get these players in 30 minutes? Here's how. Now, January the 8th, the Los Angeles Lakers let it be known to the rest of the league that Julius Randle, Jordan Clarkson, and Larry Nance Jr. are up for trade. Rob Pelinka had a talk with Clarkson, and they both came up with the decision that moving them would be best because his role with the Lakers and him making that kind of money tied the franchise up for making moves that they would want to make in the near future. He signed a 3-year deal for like $37 million. So he's set to make like nine this year. A lot of money for Jordan Clarkson, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. You know, a lot of people get me confused. I was the one that told you guys that it wouldn't work 5 months ago with the lineup they had. And when they got this lineup, I'm the one that told you this is a much better fit for the Cleveland Cavaliers than what they had before. And now people in 2 games think they won an NBA championship. I just said they were a better fit than what they had. Didn't say they were championship material, but yet I'm a hater. So I embrace that and we move forward. The first team to contact the Los Angeles Lakers, because they had already done business with the Los Angeles Lakers when they traded them Caldwell Pope, was the Detroit Pistons. Stan Van Gundy talked to Rob Luca, and they were trying to set up a deal. Now Reggie Jackson is injured. You know, Reggie's got his money, just it's hard to move Reggie. The team would love to be able to move Reggie, but you can't move a guy who's out for the season. So his $80 million contract is something the Lakers are not even thinking about anyway. But they got something that they want. They was gonna take Larry Nance Jr. and Jordan Clarkson off their hands, and they were gonna get a draft pick from Detroit for Avery Bradley and Stanley Johnson. The Lakers liked the deal. Then all of a sudden, A call was made allegedly from somebody from the Los Angeles Lakers, because it didn't come from the Detroit Pistons side. Somebody from the Lakers side and someone over there decided to leak out the information that the Detroit Pistons were closing in on a deal to acquire these players. And how did it leak out? No one will ever know. But it was very key personnel things that they were talking about after they had a discussion that we're going to keep it to the chest until the deal was made. And basically, for reasons very unknown to the rest of the world, the Lakers pulled out of the deal. So when the Lakers pulled out of the deal, people are like, what? The Pistons is just like, not only, like normally when people want a deal, they pull out and they come with a counter offer. The Lakers did not come with a counter offer after potentially liking the deal that they had. Now, the Lakers were not entertaining the deal at all. Now, this is January the 17th or 18th at this time, around this time, about to hit the 20th. So, at this point, the Cavs are struggling. A lot of teams are struggling at the point. So, the Detroit Pistons and the Utah Jazz were talking because they extended Rodney Hood's contract back in like 2015, gave him an extension, and there was no way they were going to be able to keep Rodney Hood or pay him the money that he thought he deserved. And they didn't want to go down this route. So they were just looking to move him straight player for player. And Avery Bradley's name was mixed right back up in the mix. So they were willing to do a player for player deal. Stan Van Gundy, once again, is trying to acquire Rodney Hood. So they wanted a draft pick as well for Rodney Hood. Player for player plus a draft pick. Detroit said fine. Was willing to give up a draft pick so that they could acquire Rodney Hood. All of a sudden, contact had went south. No word, no more contact from Utah. Trail went dry. And here comes reports Detroit was interested in Rodney Hood. Now, after having two potential deals and Avery Bradley still on the team, Stan Van Gundy gets a call from the Clippers. And they realized that they were trying to move Avery Bradley. And the Clippers were more than willing to take Avery Bradley and wanted him on the team. So they would have Patrick Beverly and they would have Avery Bradley on their team. Two defensive-minded guards on the same team. Now, a lot of people think Bradley will be cut and all of this stuff when they got him. But anyhow, Detroit and Avery Bradley, the experiment was not working out. So, boom, presto, Blake becomes a Piston. And Everybody else is very shocked at what transpired. Now, the Cleveland Cavaliers find out because someone at the Lakers organization decided to inform them of what was going on, allegedly, as people were trying to maneuver. Quiet as kept, the Lakers came in and said, we're going to get Jordan Clarkson and we're going to get Larry Nance Jr. But going about getting it done was two different things. Because originally it was going to be Derrick Rose in the trade. The Lakers was going to get Derrick Rose acquired in the deal, and they were going to lose who else? Channing Frye, Derrick Rose, and another player in the deal. And the Lakers countered and said, we definitely want a draft pick out of this. We're doing this deal because the Lakers knew that Cleveland wanted this deal done more than anybody. Because at first, when they wanted a draft pick, it went stale. Then after a week or so, the trade changed to Isaiah Thomas was even on the trading block. More than Derrick Rose. It was either or. They had the option on who they wanted to go with. So once they took Isaiah Thomas out of it on the equation, plus the draft pick, Cleveland was willing to give up their own and not the Boston pick. It made it more feasible for them to even take the deal in the first place. Plus, it frees up all the cap space they needed to have freed up anyway to make moves with free agency. So that's how the deal was done. The same deal that was set up by Detroit, they came and took. So Detroit got Blake Griffin, plus some space on the team to maneuver. They got rid of Avery Bradley, and now the scene has changed. Rodney Hood. Now, Rodney Hood was supposed to go to the Boston Celtics now, as the Boston Celtics was talking about moving Marcus Smart in a player-for-player trade with Rodney Hood. Then here comes the situation with the exemption. So they're like, we don't have to give up anybody. The Boston Celtics like, we got an exemption here that we can use to have, another player on the team. So they're like, look, we're not going to entertain this. We'll go in, and if not, we can get Tyreek Evans, and that was our number one choice. But this was the fallback choice. So Rodney Hood for Marcus Smart is what Utah wanted. And Boston was not willing to part with Marcus Smart to get somebody when they have an exemption clause, that they could use. And they could keep Smart. So they could still use that, exemption because of what happened to Gordon Hayward. So they might use that in a draft pick and keep everybody. Like keep Marcus Smart. So, Smart's been struggling. He's been injured a lot of injuries. He's been hurting the team. But the effects have shown. And once the news got out about Hood, Cleveland came in and stole him as well. They stole him and George Hill. Who approved all of this? Who approved it? Only one person could have. That's right. Adam Silver Slipper. There was a reason why certain players didn't go someplace. Why didn't Tyreek Evans go to Boston? It made no sense for him not to be there. Everything was aligned for him to fit right into the Boston Celtics uniform, the system, the whole nine. But it didn't happen. So it is what it is. We move forward and we got to get ready to watch these games and see where it takes us. See where they take us. Enjoy the games. I'm out.